What's up, devils? J-Dog back with another goddamn fucking video. And today's video, we're going to be going over the comments on a fucking hit of last week. And that hit was the Blood Incantation hipsters video. It's been about a week now that it was posted since when I'm doing this video. And yeah, I got, 1.4 thousand views. So a lot for this fucking piddly ass fucking channel. And it's got 93 comments. So I scrolled down midway through because a lot of the guys were just commenting on Blood Incantation being hipsters or not and shit like that. So, but not a lot of, God damn it, I backed up. There we go. Where I left off because the first few comments, a lot of them were very, very long. And I just got to one that's, we're going to start there, commenting on it about the hipsters thing and shit like that. It's funny because that one got me in a little bit of a trouble too. Fucking Chase texted me. He's like, the fuck, man? You're fucking ripping on goddamn Blood Incantation and we're putting out a 7-inch split with them with Incantation. And, which I kind of just forgot about, but I was like, I wasn't ripping on them though. That's the thing. Like, so when people say stuff like, you guys ask my opinion on a band, I'm going to give it. Like, that's where so as you may or may not know, and you're beginning to learn, like, dude, whether we deal with the band, don't deal with the band, I'm going to be fucking raw and honest. I'm going to tell you how it is. And it's like, well, if you don't really like Blood Incantation, J-Dog, why would you be willing to put it out? Well, I'm on record. I've said it, I think, always, is I don't like every release we've ever put out, but it's got to be at least respectable. Because at the end of the day, yeah, my favorite releases that I'm excited about is, like I've told you guys a million times, like, yeah, when we did the Morticians, the Chrysians, the Centurions, the Deceased, you know what I mean? A lot of the shit that I'm a big, big fucking fan of, but it can't be all the stuff that I'm a fan of because at the end of the day, it's a business as well. It's how I make a living. But it's all got to be true, real metal. For example, I'm not a Vlad Tepes fan by any fucking means. I don't like it whatsoever. I think actually Chase does like some Vlad Tepes, but if we got the opportunity to put out Vlad Tepes, I would agree to it. Why? Because it's at least respectable in the black metal scene, and the devils like it. You know what I mean? Just because I don't like it doesn't mean it's fucking junk. And the Blood Incantation, I just think it's kind of boring. I just think it's another just modern band that didn't do anything for me. I don't think it sucks at all. I think it's solid shit. You could definitely put on the shop in the background. And the hipster that was Ben that sent the fucking email that was his opinion. And it was just funny because I don't necessarily thought that they're hipsters. It's just when he said that, I was like, I see where you're coming from. Because now that I think about it, watching them live and shit, they kind of just look like more those modern young type of guys. And I don't know how true this is. I'll leave names anonymous. Somebody saw their for the tour package. What was it? I think it was for the tour with the Creator Midnight Obituary. It was for that show. Basically, their list of demands. I think they had some silly shit on there, like certain things like must have peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, and like I think that was literally one of them, like peanut butter jelly sandwiches only, and like little things like I was like, what the fuck? What are you guys, 10? Don't know if that's true, so calm the fuck down. I'm just saying I heard that, and I thought it was funny. And there was a few things in there like no beer, can only have a glass of wine only, things like that. That just seemed kind of like snobby, hipster, like almost like rich kids type shit. Again, not saying that's the case. I don't see if it is. I don't even give a fuck. I thought it was fucking funny. So I don't think that makes them a posers or a shit band or just. I just thought it was fucking funny. So when I heard that, saw them live, it's just kind of like, yeah, if they're kind of like richest, snobbish kids growing up, hipster guys. I was like, when Ben said that in the email, I was like, kind of based off the little information I know, I was like, I guess I could kind of see that. So, anyways, without further fucking ado, a lot of people seem to, like I said, 93 fucking comments. A lot. That's a lot for this piddly ass fucking channel. Again, you guys love the fucking scuttlebutt. You're getting shit to fucking just stirring shit up. So, from, like I said, the first one I'm going to read off, but a lot of people are saying very similar shit, is this, and it's from Goat666DB. I'm pretty sure I commented a couple other questions of yours, or comments at least. I've been living in Denver for the last 10 years and have seen Blood Incantation and Spectral Voice several times. I don't know if the band members are hipsters since I don't know them personally, but I can definitely say a lot of the fans are, laugh out loud. So that right out the gate might be another reason. For example, like I know guys that call like Dying Fetus and Devourment and Suffocation, kind of like they call it Wigger / homeboy baggy blue jeans metal. You know what I mean? I know literally people that say that, but you look at the guys, you're like look at John Gallagher and Fetus. I'm like, what do you? He looks like a regular metal dude to me. He's always wearing a metal t-shirt. It's been like, I don't know, I don't get that vibe at all. But what it is, I think what they're getting is because they're like a lot of that fan base does kind of come there. So whether you like it or not, whether it's right or wrong, or it's like, well, don't combine me how our fans are. That's nothing to do with us. Not the point. It's just it kind of spills over on the opinion of the viewer, and I think that's maybe what Ben saw. Maybe it's not the band themselves, but he's saying the fans are definitely hipsters. And now that when he says that, I'm not going to say I observed that, I knew that. I could kind of see that. Like, I'm like, yeah, I could, yeah, that makes sense. Like, I'm not, didn't put a whole lot of thought and stock in it because at the end of the day, quite frankly, I don't really give a shit either way. But when you say that, yeah, I can kind of see that. So that could be explained, man. That's why people think they're hipsters. I think they are both pretty good bands, but definitely overrated. I feel the same way about the few Maggot Stomp bands I've heard. They're not bad. I just don't get all the hype. That's my exact opinion. I'm not ripping on Blood Incan. I'm not ripping on Tomb Mold, any of those bands. I own a couple of the Tomb Mold splatter vinyls. Are cool. Who's the other bands on there? Fetid. Drawing a blank too. This whatever other bands, but I never heard anything on Maggot Stomp that I thought sucked. I just think it's all just decent background death metal that I don't get the hype because I thought the bands in the '90s that were doing it, whether it been Immolation, Sinister, Goraphobia, I thought that stuff was just way better. So but by no means, but I think it's such a like take their Rochivore, which nobody really talks about, like their debut album, their demos and shit. Well, the only album, they only had the one album, and the all that stuff, early '90s. Thought that was fucking just way better. And I just bring it up because I'm like, if you guys like this stuff, the newer band's coming out, I was like, maybe instead of checking this shit out first, go back to it second. Like, pick up, try to search out the Rochefort stuff. Get that first, own it, get to know it, and then come back to this later stuff because I was like, you don't even know the Godfathers, the originators of this stuff, and it's, quite frankly, way better. That's all I'm saying. From 28 Nihilists, would you rather have the option of 100 brutal clone bands or 10 mediocre bands, but they each sound different? Brutal clone bands would be influenced by the bands you love, but not the band you love. The 10 mediocre bands would have a significant difference in sounds, and they would resemble bands you like but not love. Probably when you say brutal clone bands, I'm going to use the word brutal as like, not necessarily as brutal shit. It could be applied to black metal or fucking just anything else. Just what I consider really good. Like, for example, let's say you had, would I rather have, what do you say, as 100? A bunch of fucking Carcass clones or a bunch of Cannibal Corpse clones, or would I rather like a mediocre band, for example, like, well, for example, I think for me, Blood Incantation and Tomb Mold, I think those are mediocre. I don't think they suck. I wouldn't shut it off. I think they're mediocre. I would rather the clone bands because, like, if I could have my choice, I love Carcass, and if it's just a clone band, it sounds the same, but I love Carcass. And, like, if it was another Tomb Mold or whatever, I'm like, this is just mediocre to me, so I wouldn't want 100 of these. I'm like, it's just background I'm not barely paying attention to anyway. So I think I would go with the clone bands as long as it was a really fucking cool clone of somebody I like. Like me and Francisco talking, General Surgery Necrology. Fucking clone that, goddammit. Another thing I want to see I actually want someone to try to do this, clone this. So for you devils out there that play instruments, try to clone the first Deicide album. Like, play that, and especially how Glenn sings. How his vocals particularly sound, how they're not quite a growl, they're not a scream. Well, he does some of the screams, like, you know what I mean? I was a few songs, but how his vocals are, how he has actually had a vocal, like, he actually had, like, a unique voice, in a sense, but death metal. Try to do that, because literally nobody to this day sounds like it. I mean, we don't need another Grave, Entombed, or Dismember. Plenty of those out there. Try to fucking clone the goddamn first Deicide. See if you can do it. It's yet to be done. Here's another guy from Carpenter Corpse. Sup, J-Dog? Love the videos, brah. Blood Incantation are popular because they bring a new approach to the scene. They're not hipsters, brah. Again, I didn't say they are. I just said that's what Ben said, and I said I could see that being the case based on what little I saw. But that did make me fucking laugh. Also, gotta realize they have a lot of focus on some actual modern day issues like the planet and how it's going to shit, which is important to some folks, and mix it with their metal. Yeah, I mean, it's a new topic, not a bad idea. And don't forget, Metallica and many more old school Eschers wore skinny jeans back in the day. Hey, that doesn't make them good, though. Just because they wore them back in the day. Just like, actually, it was funny. Like, I would always bust the balls of bands like Merciless Death and Avenger of Blood and these guys that wore, like, it was the early 2000s when the thrash bang was coming back, and they would intentionally wear the white high-top sneakers because the thrash bands back in the day, you look at, like, Exodus and shit like that, they were wearing them. It's like, guys, two things. Number one, I don't think that the guys in the 80s wore them because they were cool. I think that just kind of was a very common shoe that was available, so that's what they had. And second, even if they did think it was cool or there was other shit available and they just got that instead because they thought it was cool, doesn't mean it was cool. It was stupid back then. It's still stupid now. You look fucking ridiculous. At least just my opinion. Again, if you wear white high tops, I don't care. It's just it looks fucking kind of silly. So again, just because the guys in Metallica were wearing skinny jeans back then doesn't make it was fucking awesome. I personally would never be caught dead wearing them, but that's just me. That's what floats your boat. You like skinny jeans? You like those dick scrunchers? Keep on wearing those goddamn dick scrunchers. Personally, my junk don't fucking fit in them. Next goddamn question. Ragnar Odele. Hope I'm saying that right for you, Baba. Hey, J-Dog. How do you feel about intestabilism from Japan? Uh, Immediate answer, just to answer that, it's another band in the Forgotten Metal. Remember I told you, Forgotten More Metal Than You Know type line? Definitely listen to them. I can picture one of their covers in them, the bluish-black cover. Totally forget what it sounds like, though. It's more metal I've forgotten. Did I have to obviously go back and listen? I really dig melodic death metal that still has balls, so they scratch my itch in the same way Dismember does. All right, so they are much. So that's how much I forgot. I was thinking it's more fucking like kind of like death grind. That's what my memory has. Apparently, I'm way off on that. Maybe I listened to something the same day that I thought it was. So yeah, if you guys repress their vinyl, I would give you my hard-earned American rupees. More so than usual, anyways. I appreciate that, bro. I'll keep it in mind. But yeah, when I see it in the shop next, if we have anything in stock or comes through, I will definitely re-listen. But I know for a fact I have listened to them once, but apparently I totally forgot them because I don't remember it being melodic. A lot of guys seem to like Blood Incantation in here, which is, yeah, very cool for them. Yeah, a lot of guys are saying some people, it kind of seems like it's 64-40. A lot of guys in there, 20%. Oh, so yeah, it's 60, 20, 20. It seems like 60% of people really like them a lot. 20% of the people are saying, kind of like what I'm saying, just it's okay, doesn't suck, but I don't think it's the greatest thing ever, like some of the guys think. And then 20% people saying that they think it's boring as shit. Not too many questions. It's almost like they're battling out here, which is always cool to see. From Lee LaGrove, he says kind of same thing. You can explain. No, I don't like BI, aka Blood Incantation. Does fuck all for me. I'm 50 this year. Damn, an old devil. And been listening to death metal since I was 17. Goddamn, quite a long time. I always will, but can't beat the old school classics. You got that right, Rob Rock. Just like I said it, right? Fucking the oldies are the best. That's where. And the thing is, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's cool that newer bands are coming out with that style. I think it's very cool. That's going to help keep it alive and bring new guys in. But younger devils, go out and check out the classics of the same thing. I mean, they're going to fucking rip your goddamn nads right off your fucking frame. If you like the newer bands, at least in my book, they will. From Joseph O'Donovan. Sup, J-Dog? Do you like any prog metal, i.e. Dream Theater? Couldn't really imagine you being into it, but you never know. I don't like. I know. I'm sure I've heard Dream Theater at one point. Remember not liking. I think I heard it in high school because I remember some kid in one of my classes asked me about it, playing for me. I remember not liking it at all. So we're going back 20 years, and I can't think of any prog metal bands I like. But the Dream Theater, I don't even remember what it sounded like, but I do know for sure I heard it because this kid named Matt, I went to school with him. I would have been like 16. He played it for me, and I remember it saying I don't like this, but I don't remember what it sounded like. So if that's considered prog metal, then no. And also, I can't think of who are the prog metal bands. Nobody in my collection do I think I like this and this is prog metal. Like as opposed to like I might have something that I like. I'm trying to blank though. Power metal. I mean, like that Blind Guardian, that Reaper, Let Me Borrow, that Mirror Mirror. Is that considered like power metal? I thought that was pretty good. So if it says a power metal, I guess that I'd like because I tend to like something from everything, at least something. But prog metal, I might not like anything. Uh, yeah, not that I can think of. Uh, I guess so. Brent Loar, Blood Incantation is a great band. Yes, the members of the band are a bit on the stuck up side, but I don't care. Yeah, I wouldn't care either. But there you go. It's like I said. Apparently, the peanut butter and jelly sandwiches and glass of wine is true. Um, again, if that's I don't even care that it is. It just seems like kind of a weird request. Like if I was in a band, I wouldn't say that. But whatever you're into, I guess. From Henrik K. Have you seen the movie Deathgasm? Never even heard of it. I just know the label Deathgasm. Anyone who's in the metal is going to get a bunch of laughs out of that one. Well, I'll keep it in mind. Is that like a new movie? Is that like a spin-off or something that has something to do with metal? Don't know anything about it. From Thesis Thomas. Hey, Mr. Dog. I think I heard you say that you like the Japanese band Crowley. Do you have anything from those guys? Because their material is pretty expensive. I've been waiting for a reissue or so myself, so I can get one at a reasonable price. It's funny. After I'm recording this video, this is the very next day after I just did Francisco's podcast last night. The jamming out all. It's JOABA. Jamming out all bad ass. So go on your YouTube search and search jamming out all bad ass. Type that in. You can do it. And then I just did a podcast with it was like 2 hours long. And maybe it was you that asked, but someone crawling, I show my LP. I don't want to show it again because that way go and watch the podcast, goddamn. Maybe we'll do other episodes in the future too. We talked about it to where maybe once a month, whatever, we'll just do a regular podcast. I'll be regular on this podcast, you know what I mean? So anyways, I show my LP. It's a demo LP. And then I have the full-length album, just a CDR, because their stuff is very hard to get. But I do have an LP, and it's fucking great. And I show it on goddamn camera, so go watch the goddamn fucking podcast. All you fucking devils. Go over and watch it. You're going to fucking love it. And Francisco's a super cool guy. So if you like my boring ass, you're definitely going to like him, too. You know, very similar personalities. This guy, I guess he like Sweet Nightmares radio show with DJ Metal. God damn, that's a goddamn fucking long ass fucking screen name. Skinny jeans, man bun, Starbucks drinking, laughing my fucking ass off. Like that one there, huh, brah? I got a few of them from time to time. Here's a guy. He sounds like he's a diehard fucking BI fan. Heavy Therapy. BI is popular because they are good. That's it. They also really like music, including death metal, and understand exactly where they fit in the scene. It's cool. Hey, maybe we'll get along real well, especially if there's true death metal fans. Fuck yeah, we could probably have some totally shit to talk about. They believe they are pushing the envelope. Their fave Gorguts albums is their latest. Well, that tells me a lot then, because I don't think that shit's like, it's just not up my alley. It's just too technical for me. So I get it if that's what kind of more they're into. Their favorite death album is Found Perseverance. Yeah, this is kind of it's telling me what I'm okay. This is answering some questions. They are well schooled in the classics, and they particularly like Morbid Angel. They are popular because they are good. So it sounds like a guy really likes Blood Incantation. That's cool for you, brah. Nothing wrong with that. I mean, fucking, just like I said, I just did Francisco's podcast last night, and he doesn't even like Cannibal Corpse. Didn't say they suck, but may as well have took a dump all over them. That's my favorite band of all time. And hey, whatever, doesn't like him. That's cool. And his buddy Frazier watches this stuff. That I've never heard this one. This stuff, you hear something new every day. Frazier, this guy's in his. I think he said he was 53 years old. He doesn't like any Black Sabbath with Ozzy on vocals. So like all the classic albums, you know, Paranoid, Sabotage, Sabbath, Bloody Sabbath, Master Reality, all those Paranoid. He doesn't like those albums. He only likes the ones with Dio. And not only do I find that, like, I've actually never heard that in my entire life. I have heard, I know people that I like the Dio albums more, but to straight up say I don't like the Ozzy albums, anything with Ozzy, he says you can't stand Ozzy's voice, kind of like me with Van Halen. I can't stand fucking David Lee Roth's voice. So I get it. I just thought that was funny. I thought it was even more strange because, I mean, 53, so when would he have been born? Fucking probably in the 60s. He kind of grew up in the 70s when bottom line is he'd be more likely to like it than, like, say, a 25-year-old of today. You know what I mean? So I was like, holy shit, I can't believe it. So something for everyone out there, man. You know what I mean? But am I appalled or offended that he doesn't like Black Sabbath with Ozzy? No, I don't give a shit. I mean, personally, that's my favorite shit. The only album I didn't like with Ozzy was the Never Say Die. I didn't like that one. I thought that was, I think the title track Never Say Die is okay, but I thought it was a stinker. Techno Ecstasy, Down, I like all those. I think there's like 2 songs on Techno Ecstasy I did not like, but for the most part, I do like as a whole, because there's a lot of people that don't like Techno Ecstasy either. I do like that album. I think the song Gypsy on there is particularly really good too. But Techno Ecstasy down to the first one. I really like those. And then that comeback album that was what, 10 years ago now or so? 13. I enjoy that as well. I actually like that album. So let's see if we can get some more. God, yeah, 93 comments. Keep them coming, bras. Holy smokes. But yeah, want to see if I can get the questions in here. Dreadhead666. Sup, J-Dog? Have you checked out Sarcophagus from Cleveland? I'm almost positive I have. Kind of enters the forget pile as well. Nothing that stood out to me, but to be honest with you, I didn't realize they were even from Cleveland. That I did not know. So I've never seen them. Maybe I was at a show that they opened up for that. What didn't realize, but to my knowledge, I haven't seen them live. So no, I didn't realize those was a Cleveland band. To be honest with you, just like actually 200 Stab Wounds. when we got them in, somebody told me that they're from Cleveland. Like, oh, do you realize they're from Cleveland? Oh, fuck, I didn't even know that. Dude, I'm like, because you gotta remember, I don't have Facebook and all this shit, so a lot of this stuff, until people tell me or stuff, unless I stumble across it accidentally, maybe on like Metal Archives or something, I don't generally know. Especially with the newer stuff, the newer bands, the newer folks coming in. I'll be the first to tell you, I'm out of the motherfucking loop. But honestly, with you guys leaving comments and telling me shit, I'm learning a lot from you devils. So keep it coming because you're keeping me informed more so than I was prior to the having the YouTube channel. Here's a goddamn question from David Kelly. J-Dog, do you have any pet peeves with some of your favorite albums? Example, as a fellow old school Deicide fan, I generally get annoyed with a song chorus is the song title over and over, like Dead by Dawn. Oh man, that's one of my favorite songs of all time. Another is when some killer riffs are interrupted by a lame, unnecessary solo that kills the momentum of the song. Pet peeves on favorite albums, kind of yes and no. When you bring up Deicide, it's funny you bring up that one. It's such a great album. It's one of my all-time favorite albums, so it just gets past it. But I do think the triggers on that kind of sound like shit. For example, the drums on the demos, especially the second demo where it kind of actually sounds like the first album, because the first demo kind of sounds like, I love the first demo, but you know how it doesn't sound anything like Deicide, what they became? Like Glenn's got like that kind of like snarlish black metal kind of like vocals, I guess. Even though, again, I thought it was really, really cool. It's just, that's not what Deicide became. The second demo is more representative. It's like, okay, this is kind of what the first album became. I think the drums on that second demo sound better. The triggers on the other albums, like even Legion and Once Upon the Cross, I don't think they sound bad at all. I think it sounds professional. But on the first album, the Self-Titled, they are a little clickety. They're not as bad as the Master on the Seventh Day God Created Master. They sound like horribly fucking bad on that. But the triggers, yeah, did sound a little crappy on the first DSI. So that would be a pet peeve on that. Favorite album, pet peeves. Yeah, kind of hard because if it's a favorite album, why would you have a pet peeve, right? But I know what you're saying. Cause like I said, with the triggers, I wish that was a little better. Not that's coming to my mind. I'm thinking anything for Cannibal Corpse, Morbid Angel, Ulcers of Madness, no. Things like Possessed Seven Churches, no. Either early Slayers, no. Morticians, no. Oh, kind of. Yeah, actually, an album I'm a huge fan of. Mortician Chainsaw Dismemberment. I think the vocals are a little bit too low. Not low as in brutal low, like they need to turn them up on the volume because they do get a little muffled in. Like, I think some of the best vocal performance of how they sound as far as the production sound was on Darkest Day of Horror. They really shine through. You know, Will's vocals are the same brutal fucking low vocals, but they shine through the production. They definitely get a little buried on Chainsaw Dismemberment. I said that was the one I Chainsaw Dismemberment. Love that album. That's the first two I saw them on. Huge fucking fan. I love the sound of that record. It almost has like a little bit more of a dirty grinding sound to it, but the vocals got a little bit too more buried in the mix to where you I don't want to say you can't hear them, but at the same time they're definitely like harder to hear for sure, as opposed to like Hacked Up for Barbecue and stuff like that. And because if you if you didn't notice it, like, oh yeah, I guess now that you point out, I kind of noticed it. Go back to back, listen to Chainsaw Dismemberment, or just do a song here that do like a song off Chainsaw Dismemberment, and then immediately go over to Darkest Day of Horror and compare the vocals. Oh shit! Like the way they shine through, you can hear them, is way better on Darkest Day. So that would be kind of a pet peeve. I was like, I wish the vocals were a little higher. So I was like, especially if you're living in if you're listening in your car or so, like you have the windows down, you pretty much can't hear Will's vocals. So I would say that was a pet peeve on an album that I'm a huge fan of. Jay Bauer, you all are doing some blood incantation promotion. Your hate only helps him get bigger. I didn't have any hate for him, bro. And hell, if it helps him get bigger, even better. We're putting out a 7-inch, so great. It'll sell even better. Works for me, bro. I wasn't hating on them at all. Somebody asked my opinion. I just thought they were overrated. That's all. Again, I don't give a shit. Dude, they blow up and they're bigger than Slayer. Good for them. I don't give a shit. Just me personally, just didn't knock my socks off. That's all I'm saying. I see Human Brisket in here, but is there a question? Doesn't have a question mark in here. Got to read him off. Need to check out Blood Incantation. Oh, it sounds like he hasn't even listened to them. Their covers are interesting. By the time I had money to pick up a LP, we're sold out on Hells. Yeah, like I said, they sell out really fast, which again, good for them. Rob Fornicator, isn't that the guy who looked bored out of his mind with his arms crossed when he was invited to sing the chorus of Defiling the Grave? with Empatego during the reunion. I don't know. Is there a video? I haven't seen that. If that's the case, I haven't seen that. If I am not mistaken, I think I read an interview on more out of his mind. If I'm not mistaken, I think I read an interview on Septigore that he said he was motivated by a breakup to write all these songs. Septigore was a great fanzine. Yeah, that's who got this email? Yeah, Ben that sent that. That's talked about Rob Fornicator and Frightmare and all that stuff. Don't know much about him. I just know the Frightmare stuff and the Lord Gore. I was always a fan of that. But this Rob guy, obviously I knew he was talking about because that's what he called himself, whatever. But I never met him personally. His other bands didn't literally know nothing. I literally know nothing about it. Don't know how old the guy is. Don't know where he fucking lives. Don't know what he likes. Don't know if he's married. Don't know if he's in jail. Don't know if I don't know anything. He said he had another band, Horror. I was like, oh, I remember seeing that come to top. Didn't even know that was his band. I just know Frightmare and Lord Gore. Outside of that, I don't know a goddamn thing about the guy. But sounds like who we're talking about. Sounds like you know more about him than I do. And it seems like he puts out shit I like because, like I said, Frightmare and Lord Gore, I like those. Oh, sounds like I got this wrong. So who did Blood Incantation run? Cheeto. Midnight Creator Obituary Tour. Maybe you're thinking of Horrendous. Maybe I am thinking about that, but that is another band. Actually, Horrendous, I did like their demo a lot. What is it? Sweet Blasphemies? And I think I liked their EP after that. That's another band, Horrendous. I put it in with the category of Blood Incantation. There you go. That's why I got mixed up. Who did Blood Incantation the tour then when I talk about the tour package? The tour was somebody. They didn't have a bigger tour. I don't know. It was one of them. But yeah, Horrendous. Yeah, you're right. I am mistaken. I guess that was them. But that is another band. Again, I did like a couple things by them. But on that, I was just kind of like, when they got out, I was just like, it's okay. I was like, I just think it's kind of I'm just kind of bored. It's like, I've heard this a million times, especially for that style. I have heard a million times because, as you guys may or may not know, the real old devils that have been following me for since even the Hellcast days definitely know this. The late 80s, early 90s death metal, especially demos and shit, that's my preferred music of anything, as far as a whole, as far as like a most. So I've heard more of that than anything. So now when there was new bands coming out too, because it was already, let's call it like it is. Once you heard all these demos, shit like that, even of that time, once you're on band like 300-400 of that style, even from, let's just say 87 to 92, there was other bands you kind of get, like, you're getting a little bit more selective and picky on. You're like, is this again? It's like, but nothing really stands out about this. So now that we're in the 2000s, 2010s, 2015s, 2020s, and there's other bands of that exact same style putting out their thing, I've heard so much of it. So for me personally, like, you better have some jamming ass fucking songs. Otherwise, I'm just going to be like, don't really care. This is my preferred style of music. But I've heard that you gotta blow my socks off. Again, if it's somebody that they've only heard, like, let's say 5 death metal albums in their lifetime, let's say they're more of like a heavy metal guy. They listen to like classic heavy metal or maybe like a little bit of black metal. Death metal is not their main thing. So they only heard like 5 death metal albums. If they hear Horrendous or Blood and Cage, like, whoa, this is so fucking great, I would get it because their ears aren't as polluted with it as like mine are, if that makes any sense. So again, I don't think these bands suck. It's just like the guy that's heard tons of that stuff that it's kind of like, yeah, I guess unless the songs really fucking knock my socks off, I'm not, I got a guy ripping on me. Got to read this one. This will be the last one, this last comment. From Jason Srevrek. Laugh out loud. Laugh out loud. Old found this video by accident. Regret watching for sure. 10 minutes of saying you don't understand why some bands are popular just because you don't get it. Spoiler alert. Music's subjective, bud. I totally get that, brah. And the whole skinny jeans Starbucks rant makes me feel so embarrassed for you. You sound like a bitter old gatekeeper who's seen as evolving and leaving him behind. So yeah, a little bit of ripping on J-Dog there, which is all good. That's no problems there. I mean, whatever, man. I can tell you're definitely one of the younger guys that are, yeah, I know. Actually, I'm not like that at all, dude. I mean, I like all the guys that come in that just ask my opinion about something, give it. And what the fuck else are we supposed to talk about on the channel? I can't sit to say, I'm not going to be SOD magazine like back in the day. Everything's 666 skulls, 10 skulls, fuck yeah. And the lowest he gives is like an 8. It's like, well, so everything's good? Nothing, like, why the fuck am I taking reviews? All I got to see is just tell me SOD reviewed it. Okay, means it's good then. So, I got to talk about the stuff you like and don't like and shit like that. So, but yeah, no gatekeeper here, man. I mean, I like to keep the death metal spirit alive, but yeah, I mean, fucking, I don't know. It's kind of like the refer to one lap pass video with the fucking King Volley back in the early 90s, knocking a guy out for wearing a sweater to death bash. That's kind of like the good old days were, but those definitely don't exist. So yeah, I could just tell you're fucking young and probably not going to watch any further videos, so quite frankly, don't really give a shit what you think. But hey, keep them coming. So anyways, yeah, that was it, guys, because that was the last comment 93 I scrolled through. Like a lot of it was just comments. Not too many questions, but all the ones I think the questions that were in there, I got them knocked the fuck out. Took 30 goddamn minutes, another 30-minute, which I try to keep them under. But hey, I knew that was going to take a little longer with all that many comments. So yeah, got them all knocked out for you guys. Keep the comments coming like this. Let's see if we can get another fucking 93 or so on this one. And whatever questions you guys, leave them in there. And I'll see you on the next one. Later, devils.